There's this drink called Loko in the States. That's Loko. And it's like a Red Bull mixed with 5 beers and alcohol. And I've just had one of those. Oh my gosh. I just haven't, a little drunk. I really haven't had a lot of time to masturbate or anything like that. That's why there hasn't really been much of an update. Been talking to a girl recently, and things seem to be going well-ish. I mean, they're going so well, you know, I don't want to have any blanks in the tank, if you know what I mean, if things kind of pan out. So I haven't been masturbating because, you know, if something happens, I don't want to be like, oh, I just want to be ready, you know. But I've had a lot of thoughts. The only thoughts I've really have been having about druggies, like those biker chicks, you know, like a biker chick, like biker chicks with like mohawks or tattoos everywhere. I've been having that kind of fantasy, but it's set in a certain time frame, like the early 80s, you know, the era of the Mad Max movies and stuff like that. So it's kind of like old school kind of stuff, and it's kind of like in a post-apocalyptic kind of whatever. And basically it's just a straightforward sex, you know. It's not, there's no like detachable arm parts or nothing, no aliens coming out of her womb or anything like that. It's just a straight up post-apocalyptic kind of fantasy thing. And I thought this looked good on my head, but apparently not. Yeah, so basically that's just it. Like, I'm in the desert, you know, walking, doing my, you know, trying to survive off the land or some stuff. And this like biker gang comes up, and like the leader of the biker gang is like this girl with this big green mohawk, and we just hook up. That's it. It's just vanilla, missionary style. Oh, she also does in the fantasy that she does like reverse cowgirl style. But in this fantasy, it's like the woman is the one who's in control. I'm just there, you know. I'm just like her object of pleasure, you know. And I find that to be like a default position that I think a lot of guys like to be in, you know. Like a lot of guys don't want to have to, you know, bring the roses, do this, sing a sonnet or a poem. I mean, if the girl in question is down, then she's down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those fantasies where she just takes the initiative, and I'm the one who's acting like a little bitch. I'm like, whoa, we're going too fast. I just met you. What's going on? Relax already. Let's get to know each other. What are you doing? You know, and of course in this fantasy, I don't really put up much of a fight because this biker chick could kick my ass. Like, she's bigger than me. She's like 6 something, you know. She's got like a really toned body, and she doesn't have this too much of a sexualized body. Like, her breasts aren't like the size of balloons. You know, they might be C cups, maybe even B cups, you know. She's just sexy just purely based on her veracity, on what she's had to do to survive in this post-apocalyptic world. Like, how does she become the leader of this like biker gang? Like, why do they follow this woman in a time of lawlessness? So I find that fantasy very, very entertaining. And I find like if I don't masturbate for a good period amount of time, the fantasies become more female-dominated base. Like, I want the female to make the first move or the second move or even the third move. I want to be the person in the position to say, look, Raven, calm down. Your emotions are just getting too erratic, and we can't fuck just yet. Alright, let's get to know each other first. And then she says something like, well, the world just ended. We could be dead tomorrow. I want what I want, and at the moment, I want you. You're either in, or you're out. And of course, at that moment, I'm like, well then, let's go. You know, it's a better quote than that. And unfortunately, that's all I got today. There's no fancy smancy. Just look at my other two videos for this channel. They're kind of fancy smancy. When I was asked to join this collab channel, I was told that it was just a vlogging thing, and I kind of ignored that rule. You know, I was like, oh yeah, vlog, yeah, of course. Then in my head, I was like, hey, vlog my ass. I'm gonna get fancy with this shit. I'm gonna practice my skills. So yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm a little drunk. I'm a whole lot of drunk because I had some Four Loko. And I've never had any Four Loko before, and this will be the last time I have Four Loko because I don't quite like the, I don't like getting drunk this fast. You know? It's a very strange experience. I'm enjoying it, of course. But yeah. So that's basically it. I didn't even jack off to that fantasy. It was just in my mind, in my head. And I've been kind of fasting from masturbation a little bit, you know, because I don't want to kill my sex drive because I'm talking to a girl. I'm involved in a relationship. Well, a relationship-ish at the moment, you know. And the last thing I want to do is not be ready for the moment, you know. I mean, we could just be dry humping, but I at least want to be hard when it happens, you know. So it's a totally different situation that the whole masturbation thing when you're in a relationship or when you're on the cusp of a relationship, because you don't want to be, you know, out of power or out of, you know, I don't know quite how to explain it unless you've been through it before. You just don't masturbate as much when you're on the cusp of a possible hookup. And if you don't quite understand that, and if you are hitting it anyway, you know, jacking off, you know, and all that kind of shit, then you might be in a little bit of trouble when it, you know. 'Cause you never know when a girl's going to spring it on you. You know, one day she could be saying something like, oh no, I'm not ready for this, which is what this girl was saying. She's like, oh, I don't want to get too intimate, blah, 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 right now. Let's get to know each other. And within, like, an hour later, we're making out in the back of her van. You know, color me confused, but I wasn't going to play Sherlock Holmes at that time. I wasn't going to investigate it. I was like, hey, you know, this goes, you're being I was thinking in my mind, you're being a little hypocritical, but my cock was saying, shut the fuck up. So I shut the fuck up and let whatever happened happen. And yeah. Bingo bango.